Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is the P-Man himself, Dan Ryan.
I mean, only if you pay for it.
It's time for the first 10, 20, 30, 40 of 2026. We talk about notable game releases from this month, 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago. Will the video game industry finally recover from the crash this year? Get ready to rise some tombs again for some reason, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now.
I did not do a good job washing this glass, Kris. Fuck. Well, that was it. I usually just say one dumb thing, and then you're like, good evening, and then you do the thing.
Right, yeah, I just wanted to look at the glass, and then I was thinking about, well, alcohol would clean the glass, wouldn't it?
Well, it does, but, there's little, the fucking... can you see?
There's stickers all over it.
No, I like all these little bubbles down here. That's where I didn't...
Is that filth? Or I thought that was... I don't understand beer.
It's not nucleation, no. It is a...
Did you just make that word up?
No!
Nucleation?
Yeah, it's the shit when the bubbles and the thing.
This is episode... Clearly I don't. This is episode 603. It is the week of January 30th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, how are you today, Dan?
I'm cold, man. It's cold out here in the annex. It's about to get way colder. I'm actually really looking forward to the snow that is coming. We are about to get just bent over by
it's
snow.
It's going to be cold, and we're going to get an inch and a half, probably.
No, I mean, you guys will probably get a good solid 6, a good U.S. average, right there.
That's what I'd like to believe, but according to the weather app, because this is what happens down here in South Jersey, we just get completely screwed out of snow. We were at 20 inches several days ago.
Yeah, that's a lot.
We were at less than 1 earlier today, but now we're back up to 2 to 3. So, well,
I mean,
2 to 3 is enough to take the kids sledding in, and that's really all that matters to me. Is that I get the kids out to sled. So, I don't know. We'll see. Theoretically, things will be okay.
Yeah, it's just weird because 40 minutes west of you, where I am, New Jersey's not that big of a state, but
it's just here. It's this little area.
It's the coast.
Screwed.
Yeah.
It's the coast. We're close enough that we get screwed out of snow all the time.
Yeah, you get that warm air coming in. We are, I think right now, the last project, because there's a dude on Facebook, for all us old people that go on Facebook all the time, that lives a couple towns over. But he does really accurate weather predictions. His name,
you talking Nor'easter Nick?
Nor'easter Nick, yeah. Nor'easter Nick. He lives in Washington Township, New Jersey. That's 20 minutes from me. He's usually fairly accurate. And then on YouTube,
he's pretty spot on.
Ryan Hall, his YouTube channel, Ryan Hall, y'all, is really good. If you're into weather and kind of right now, it's been very safety focused and all of that, as it should be, but generally throughout the year, it's a lot of if you're into kind of the nerdier aspects of weather prediction and that sort of thing. He does a really good, it's a really interesting channel. But those two guys combined are usually pretty much spot on somewhere in what they say. And they're kind of looking for this area, the suburb of Philadelphia, to get, 12 to 18 inches of snow, which would be lovely, I think.
I would love it. I would love to get a real butt pounding of snow. I would just very much enjoy that.
Maybe
Speaking of butt pounding.
Speaking of butt poundings, I was going to say maybe the storm that's coming the week after might pound you in the ass
more snow
in a manner you
coming.
enjoy.
Yeah. I wanted to share every now and then. See, I work, I do a lot of customer service tickets for Stone Age Gamer, and every now and then we get special ones. See what Dan's doing right there with his hand is stopping the auto tracking. He wasn't just waving hello. We get.
I don't know why it turned back on.
It really, really, really wants to follow your face.
I mean, I get it.
Anyways, sometimes we just get really special ones. And I thought that I would read this special email because this is an email that was sent by a person. I won't share their email address or anything, but I will share. The name was Bendover, which
very clever.
Well done. And the message. This is something that somebody took the time to email Stone Age Gamer. LMFAO. Literally 99.3% of everything on this website is out of stock. Guess a MF ain't trying to buy none.
Yep. It's one of the more...
I was laughing so hard. I mean, first off, bend over. Well done, sir.
Yeah, well done.
Incognito. But using a real email address, but also named yourself Bend Over. Fantastic. And literally 99.3% of everything on the website is out of stock. We are having the best January in the history of our company.
In the history of any company.
I really sold out of 99.3%. And like, to have done the math, really, to have calculated the total number of items on the site to come up with literally 99.3%, Mr. Dover, I salute you. And we're sorry that we have failed you. But anyway, Whizball Commodore 8466 said to you, Dan, put a sentence together, mate, assuming English is your second language.
What did I say?
You stuttered for a little bit at the beginning of the segment. You were trying to put together your thoughts, and you stuttered for a quick second there.
That's fair.
That's fair. We also got, because I put Ellie's intro for the warning in front of it, just because there was there's a lot of bad language, and we don't usually, outside of the podcast, have a lot of bad language on the YouTube channel, and now that we're doing video versions of the podcast getting out there, so I decided to just put a abbreviated version to that. And Baron von Kekistan wrote, LMAO, what the fuck is that intro?
It's one of the best things we've ever done on the podcast.
To which I must say, a non-fan replied, a warning screen. It warns you of things. Appreciate that, a non-fan, because it did seem pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Anyway, it's you know what? I'm just happy we're getting comments. I'm just happy we're getting comments.
I will take it. I apologize for being a stuttering asshole at times, but that is a thing that I do.
You should apologize.
I did.
We're professional podcasters. We make
Are we?
thousands of dollars doing this.
Jesus Christ. Who fucking makes all
know?
that money? I was unaware.
Alas, I'm going off on a tangent. I don't want to be a jerk. What I do want to be is the kind of person who talks about video games that came out 10, 20, and 30, 40, 10, 20, and 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago.
And
there
40,
it is.
and 50.
Yes. And no, we're not doing 50. No.
Not yet.
Not there yet. Not in my
Give it time.
Life. I would like to avoid that. Yes, this is the 10, 20, 30, 40. For anybody new around here, the 10, 20, 30, 40 is where we break down a list of relatively important titles that came out in decades past every single month. So we're going to be talking about games that came out in Januaries of old. Starting off, 10 years ago, in the year of our Lord, January 2016, Activision Blizzard acquires Major League Gaming. Electronic Arts introduces Origin Access, and PAX South was held at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. We have the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 and the Wii still hanging on. In the handheld department, the DS and the PSP still technically part of the conversation, whereas the current generation lineup, PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, Ouya, and in the handheld department, 3DS and PlayStation Vita. We shall begin with the previous generation and the PlayStation 3, which had 5 releases in January of 2016. We had Borderlands, the pre-sequel Ultimate Edition, Star Wars Pinball, The Force Awakens, Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster, Battlefield Hardline Getaway, and Lego Marvel's Avengers.
So Lego Marvel's Avengers was awesome, but that also came out on PS4. So that's a good PS3 pickup
for January. Remember, we're in January.
Yeah,
nothing really January is not really a big month for releases, which you will
not
continue
usually
to see as we move on, because the Xbox 360 actually had 15 releases. Resident Evil 0, Lego Avengers, also Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I talked about last month, but apparently came out this month. I don't know.
Still
Something
a great game.
Somewhere.
Changes nothing.
Yeah. And the rest of it was just a bunch of DLC and Xbox Live Arcade garbage.
Yeah.
Whereas the Wii had absolutely nothing. The Nintendo DS had one DSiWare game called Crazy Train, and the PSP also had nothing. So previous generation, technically still on the market, barely hanging on. But what we're really
not what you want.
What we're really here for is the current generation. Your PS4. Start there with 35 releases. Lego Avengers, and pretty much nothing else worth noting. 35 releases. There was a bunch of PS2 re-releases, and then DLC and other shovelware on PSN. But yeah, really just Lego Avengers.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Like, if you like the Lego games, and when that came out, 10 years ago, we all still liked Marvel. I think we're all supposed to hate Marvel currently.
Yes, we're supposed to hate Marvel currently.
Yeah. I think Wonder Man is going to fix that, where we're supposed to like Marvel again. I don't know. I'll see what the algorithm tells me to do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Goodness, we're cynical this evening.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. When that came out, you could do no wrong at Marvel at that point.
Yeah, well, they were just cranking out hit after hit, and it was still novel. We were all thrilled because we were getting comic book movies that were accurate and interesting and fun, and everybody else was just kind of getting a taste of the world of comic books. And then after Endgame, everybody got a real taste of comic books. Now there's a lot to keep track of. Good luck.
There's a lot to keep track of, and we're not going to do a good job of putting it all together.
We're just going to keep adding more to it, and more on top of the more. It's going to be great.
It is.
Shuffling right along, though, counterpoint to the PS4's 35 garbage cans, Xbox One had 32 releases, which also included Lego Avengers, but had Rise of the Tomb Raider, again, for some reason, and a couple of really solid indie games, Oxenfree and Gone Home.
Okay, so... Oh, fuck. I've never played Oxenfree. Have I played Gone Home? I feel like I have.
I haven't played either of them. I actually own Oxenfree on Switch because it was on sale and it came recommended to me, and I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. But yeah, I've heard very good things about both of those games.
Yes, I have played Gone Home. It is the one that I thought it was, but there's so many of these little indie walking simulator games that are just very, very similar in both naming convention and style of gameplay and all of that.
To the moon.
But this one was really good. You kind of just walk around exploring this house that you lived in, it's your house, and your family's not there, and you're kind of unraveling a mystery as you go through it. But it was it was really solid, and it didn't overstay its welcome, right? It didn't try to add too many twists and turns and, oh, isn't this fucking crazy? It was just a really, straightforward story. It's a very solid little game. I have heard many good things about it. Again, haven't really played it myself. The Wii U had 16 releases. Lego Avengers, obviously. Minecraft Story Mode episodes started coming out, and a bunch of DLC and eShop garbo.
Whereas the Ouya had 2 releases, 2064 Read-Only Memories and Gulag.
2064 Read-Only Memories is pretty cool. It's on, like, literally everything.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've also never played it. So, I gotta give it to Xbox One, honestly. In the home console department, Xbox One definitely takes it.
Yeah.
Not a high
It's
bar,
not much of an award,
over on the,
but...
on the handheld department, I think maybe 3DS might be our big winner. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Difficult to say. 3DS only had 10 releases. There was Lego Avengers. There's something that I have no memory of this existing. Final Fantasy Explorers?
I have no idea what that is, no.
I have no idea what this is. I've just literally no memory of it existing. Final Fantasy Explorers. Let's see. It was a 3DS game. An action role-playing game for 3DS. Came out January 26, 2016. I have no recollection of this existing. It got middling review scores, like slightly above average, like 7s. I can't believe there's a whole ass Final Fantasy game. No recollection of this at all whatsoever.
Yeah,
How bizarre.
Do not know anything about it.
But there was that, Lego, and Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which got mixed reviews, but a new Mario RPG game, crossover between Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. It's a pretty solid deal. I don't know if it beats Rise of the Tomb Raider, Oxenfree, and Gone Home, though, so I think Xbox One still takes it, because Vita only had nine games, Abe's Odyssey, New and Tasty, Lego Avengers, and a bunch of Japanese PSN garbage stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the 10's pretty sad. Well, this little
that is pretty sad.
10.
That's not great.
Yeah.
It's not the worst that we've ever had.
Yeah. Tomb Raider's good stuff. Mario and Luigi's good stuff. Lego Avengers is good stuff, but no real killer standouts. So,
no.
I think let's not stop. Let's stop thinking about it. Move on to the 20. To the year of our Lord, January 2006. Grandma's Boy releases in theaters. Public schools in West Virginia
love that movie
add Dance
so
Dance
much.
Revolution to their curriculum in an effort to combat obesity, and Microsoft lowers its estimate of Xbox 360 sales in its first 90 days due to a supply shortage. That sets the stage for January 2006, and we'll start with the venerable PlayStation 2, which refuses to have a bad month. PS2, 11 releases. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, MVP 06 NCAA Baseball, Ape Escape 3, 25 to Life, Mega Man X Collection, Wild Arms 4, and then a handful of other shovelware things. But
that's such a stupidly good month
for January?
That's so dumb.
I mean, it's not like it's the most insane thing you've ever heard. I mean, geez, some of the PS2 months we've had last year. But for a January, I mean, Devil May Cry 3 is pretty killer. The special edition was great. MVP, the NCAA baseball was like, this was after Sega tried to get back at EA for basically ruining football by buying baseball. And they were like, fine, we'll make a college baseball game. And nobody bought it because it's, because
it's college baseball. Who gives a shit?
It's college baseball. Who cares? Yeah. But you got Ape Escape 3. I know some people like 25 to Life. I don't really care. But the Mega Man X collection was neat to have. Wild Arms 4. Like,
Wild Arms 4 is really good.
Right there. Yeah.
I really like the Wild Arms games. I have not spent enough time with them recently. Like, because there hasn't been a Wild Arms game in quite a while. But I really, really like those. Fucking music is outstanding. Like you too. Yeah, oh, excellent. Oh, that's nice. Tell them to call. I'm here, Wild Arms. I'm here.
Anyways, let's see.
Your video is out for some reason, so I can't see your reaction, so I'm just going to talk. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just out for me. I don't know if it's out for Evan. But he's not here. We can't even check in with him because he's like having a life, which is fucking bullshit, but whatever.
Seriously, what's more important than us?
Apparently his wife.
Xbox. Sure.
Disgusting.
Xbox had 8 releases. MVP 06, Baseball, Samurai Showdown 5 and 25 to Life were the only three that really looked of note to me, while the GameCube only had one release, the Mega Man X Collection.
I mean, I like Samurai Showdown 5. It's a good game.
Yeah.
It's Samurai Showdown. They're all pretty fucking good.
I feel like there was at least one really bad one. It was like one of the 3D ones or something. But generally speaking, yeah, Samurai Showdown is quality stuff.
Yeah, no, and
so,
5 is like... 5 is really, really good. That just got... Wasn't that the one that got recently, like, the big Arcade Perfect special re-release? Am I crazy? I'm thinking that was 5 that got that one.
Beats me.
I think so.
I do not know.
Anyway.
So, yeah, and the X Collection on the GameCube. Solid stuff. Good times. Over in the handheld department... Game Boy Advance had 6 releases. There was Greg Hastings Paintball. Greg Hastings Paintball.
I don't know. Pasteball might be better. Might be more fun.
Greg Hastings Hate Ball.
Now we're in. See, now I'm excited. Soundtrack provided by Hatebreed, naturally. One of your favorite bands, I know, Kris. I know.
I've heard of
everything
them.
About you.
I definitely
says big Hatebreed fan.
So Greg Hastings Paintball, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy, and then 4 Sonic the Hedgehog double packs. So, okay.
I mean, if you're into Sonic the Hedgehog double packs, this was your month.
Sonic Advance and Choo Choo Rocket or something.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. It is fine. The DS, on the other hand, also had 6 releases. We had Greg Hastings Paintball Max. Maxed. Sorry, Max apostrophe D.
Oh, God.
Tamagotchi Collection Corner Shop, although I'm told that it's pronounced Tamagotchi, which I had no idea.
Is it? I've been saying that shit wrong for 30 years.
Yeah, you and everybody else I know. English training, have fun improving your skills.
Is that where you found out that it's pronounced Tamagotchi?
No.
Like, did you boot up English training and it told you how to say it?
No, I booted it up and then I lied about it on the podcast because I never booted it up. True Swing Golf, which was pretty solid golf game. Nicktoons Unite and Electroplankton.
So people like that Electroplankton game, right? Is
sort
that a thing
of.
people like?
It's pretty uncommon. It was only released physically in the Nintendo World Store, so it's a pretty uncommon game to find. Yeah, it wasn't really widely released.
Maybe that's why I know it, because it's hard to find and not that people like it.
Yeah, I think the people because it's not really a game, it's kind of like a music tool.
Yeah.
It's really weird. You use these little plankton thingies to like tap the screen on the DS and make music. It's really wild. They made a stage out of it for Smash Brothers, which is hysterical to me. That will never not be funny to me that they made an Electroplankton stage. Like there's a whole stage devoted to a really obscure DS game, but it's pretty neat. So I mean, honestly, that's not terrible. Electroplankton's super interesting. True Swing Golf was a solid touchscreen based golf game. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Not bad. The PSP only had 3 releases, but the PSP 3 releases were pretty solid. They were Practical Intelligence Quotient, which is a like spin-off thing to IQ, Intelligence Quotient. Yeah. Ape Escape Academy and Maverick Hunter X, which I have a love-hate relationship with Maverick Hunter X. I want to like it more than I do because the original Mega Man X is one of my favorite games ever, but Maverick Hunter X feels so different from Mega Man X that it just didn't quite grab me. The music is good, but it wasn't what I wanted a modern take on the Mega Man X music to be. You know what I mean? Like it was.
I do.
They were.
It also.
I think it made some odd choices.
I do really like it. It is nowhere near, at least as far as I know, anyway. It's nowhere near as beloved, right, as Powered Up, which was such
correct,
a fun version of like the original Mega Man, kind of reinvented a little bit, you know, polished up a little, some quality of life improvements and whatever, versus Maverick Hunters, where it's like, it's there.
The thing was that Powered Up was remaking, the original Mega Man needs a remake. You know what I mean? Like, the original Mega Man is a great but very deeply flawed game. It was the first one in the series. It had a lot of... The series grew so much, whereas Mega Man X...
It really did.
...is basically perfection. Like, Mega Man X is such a perfect Mega Man game. The original Mega Man X is just so spot on. So remaking it was a much tougher task because you had this really high bar to live up to. Whereas remaking the original Mega Man, you just had all this freedom to kind of like, we'll just do this same basic principle, but better. Whereas Maverick Hunter X was just like, I don't know, there's a tightness to the original Mega Man X that's not there in Maverick Hunter. And it was like it tried a little bit too hard to modernize itself, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah. It does.
Again, it's a game that I want to love, but I don't quite love it, and I don't think it doesn't get talked about a whole lot because I think really just because of exactly what it was. Like, it was a remake of the Super Nintendo game that didn't quite do the Super Nintendo game better, so then what was the point?
So then why are we talking about it? Yeah.
Yeah. The N-Gage had nothing. And we did start the following generation. Back in, I think, November of last year, the Xbox 360 did launch. But for January, its first January on the market, it only had one new release, which was an Xbox Live Arcade title called Marble Blast Ultra.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The PlayStation 3 and
much.
the Wii will be releasing this year, but not till November. So we've got all this time with just the Xbox 360 on the market before we get to the next generation proper. So, you know, I don't think there's any question PS2 takes it.
Oh, yeah. As per usual, you know.
Yeah, per usual. PS2 was an unstoppable juggernaut.
It really fucking was.
20 years ago. Really was.
It really was.
Well, I guess that means time to shuffle on to 30 years ago, to January 1996. Infogrames Entertainment SA acquired Ocean Software. Electronic Game Monthly awarded Twisted Metal their 1995 Game of the Year, and hype continued to build the eventual release of Nintendo's Ultra 64. Couldn't find any arcade games that released in January of 96, but there was one PC game of note, Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, I mean, that's not nothing. They were never for me.
Yeah, I never connected with the Duke Nukem games, yeah.
Yeah, I understand why they are for a lot of people. Like, I do totally get that. It just never really clicked with me. But God, I mean, think about, like, after Duke Nukem 3D, we then entered the fucking vaporware, right, with Duke Nukem and all that shit. So this was like...
Duke Nukem 3 was what kicked off the Duke Nukem games in the first place, because there was Duke Nukem 3D, and then
I'm
Duke
fucking
Nukem Time to Kill, and...
Yeah, never mind. I'm being dumb.
And then they sat, and, like, nothing happened for ages, but...
Yeah, I'm being dumb.
This is the kind of the golden age of first-person shooters on PC, was happening around this time, so... Yeah. Original Duke Nukem 3D.
Do we call them boomer shooters now? Isn't that the current term for them? I think that's
very sad.
I think that's how we refer to those style of games, as boomer shooters.
That makes me very sad. Anyways, the Super NES. So we've still got previous generation right now. As far as the current generation stuff, we're looking at PlayStation 1 and Saturn have just come out, but we've still got plenty of previous generation stuff happening. So the Super NES still hanging on with 4 new releases this month. College Slam, Mega Man X3, PGA Tour 96, and Prehistoric Man, which was released in Japan as P-Man.
I mean, why? First of all, why would you do that? Second of all, it's just not a very good game. Like, Prehistoric Man, that's not a great month. Like, Mega Man X3, like, those X games, in my opinion, anyway, really taper off after that first one.
The first one's one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah. X2, I just don't really enjoy very much. I thought I liked X3 better than X2, but not by, like, a lot. Like, I have no interest in going back to it. I played it just recently, I think, in the last, like, couple of years. And just no. I don't know. The first game is just perfection. And none of the ones that followed it have been able to catch my attention.
Yeah, after that, and it's weird. It's very strange, because it's not like you and I do not want new Mega Man games to be, like, we are the target audience for that, but the X series I kept liking the mainline series. Yeah. Mega Man 7 was fantastic. Yeah. 8 was all right. But yeah, the X games, there was just Mega Man games, they kept cranking them out, and I didn't really enjoy them for a long time. But over on the Sega Genesis, though, there was only one release, which was the Flintstones. Sega CD is done, and there is nothing else on 32X. So, Sega's previous generation, not a great showing. No.
Meanwhile, the Neo Geo had 2 releases: Chibi Maruko-chan Maruko Deluxe Quiz and Real Bout Fatal Fury.
Fucking Fatal Fury's dope as shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a really good game. I just really like the Fatal Fury series. That wins, hands down. Into the next gen stuff, using the words next gen loosely, we start off with the Atari Jaguar trying its best with 2 new releases, with Zoop and NBA Jam Tournament Edition. System sellers right there, fellas. But isn't the Jaguar version of Jam really good?
Isn't I don't know. Like, is it supposed to be better than other versions? I don't know.
There is a version.
Hearing about it.
God, what am I thinking of? There is a version of NBA Jam that is, like, better than the rest of them.
Like, in what way?
I don't know. In a way that the internet told me it was better. And then I promptly forgot, because
people seem to like the 32X version of Jam TE. Maybe it's the 32X one that you're talking
about? Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Got a YouTube video here of which home version of NBA Jam was the best. There are 5 in all. Super Nintendo, Genesis. Yeah, this is just regular NBA Jam. No, I'm looking for what's the best version of Tournament Edition. Is generally considered the arcade. According to the AI overview from Google, the best version of NBA Jam Tournament Edition is generally considered to be the arcade original, while the Saturn or PlayStation ports are top choices for home consoles due to superior audio and visuals. For 16-bit, the 32X and Genesis versions are highly praised for speed, while the SNES is noted for its graphics. So, I see the AI
apparently
response
the Jaguar
doesn't
just
even
sucks
touch
dick.
The Jaguar one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's just there being a Jaguar game.
I thought that, and for some reason, I thought that was like, well, fuck Zoop. Everybody hates Zoop. Sorry to all the Zoopers out there. I know you guys are fucking many and fierce. Fucking whatever. No, I thought that was like one of the like Jaguar, like, no, this is pretty good on the Jaguar, as opposed to like, no, everything fucking sucks on the Jaguar. Sorry, guys.
I'm sure it's perfectly adequate.
Oh, sure.
There was also one Jaguar CD game, Space Ace.
All right, so Space Ace is fucking cool.
Space Ace is cool, but you could also... it's a DVD menu. Like
yeah,
Space Ace I'm going to get this expensive cool, Jaguar CD and finally play Space Ace at home.
Might actually be able to get through it that way, if we're being honest. Like, that shit's fucking difficult. I mean, Space Ace is really fucking cool, but yes, like, there is... It's not a game. It's an interactive menu.
Yeah, and it's a super cool
Which is fine. It's awesome. Yeah. But, like, it's not what you want.
It's not enough to sell anybody on, like... buying a Jaguar CD, and a copy of the game. Like, oh, finally, Space Ace. Yes.
My God, I've been waiting.
The 3DO, also still kicking, still taking it, right? The 3DO is still in it. The Jaguar and the 3DO are up against the PlayStation and the Saturn. And the 3DO had 2 releases, Captain Quasar and Doom. I want to say there was something
Doom
interesting about Doom on 3DO. And I don't remember what it is. Doom 3DO. What is Well, the second thing that came up in my search was Bad Game Hall of Fame, Doom for 3DO.
Well, I mean, that is interesting. That is what one person could call it.
I can't remember why the 3DO version of Doom is bad.
Because it's on the fucking 3DO? Like, that seems pretty cut and dry.
3DO's not that bad. There just wasn't anything really unique to it. Like, I remember Rise of the Robots being terrible, but why is Doom on 3DO bad? Here is why 3DO port of Doom sucked. Thank you, Reddit. It's just a screenshot of like the visible window is like tiny. Right. I think that might be what the problem is. Frame rates often dropping into single digits and a tiny windowed display. Ooh. There it is. Yeah.
I mean, that
Good
is
times.
Definitely not what you want in your first-person shooter.
Yeah, I just clicked on...
So Doom can run on a pregnancy test better than the 3DO. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. Oh, man. So I'm looking at a video of it now from Sega Lord X on YouTube. The title being Doom 3DO Review, a legendarily bad port. Wow. This actually looks worse than the Super Nintendo version.
Wow. That's like...
That's astounding. Like, the frame rate is worse than the Super Nintendo version.
How would you... Why did you fucking do that? It's not cool. Know.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Love it. Anyways, where were we? On to the big boys. The PlayStation 1 only had one release this month, which was Siberia. I don't know Siberia for PlayStation 1. What is that? Like, we're still early PlayStation 1. I think it just came out in October, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Siberia for PS1. So I've seen this game a bunch of times because it's one of the long box games. What kind of game is this? Oh, it's like a flight sim
on
kind
rail
of thing?
Shooter kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like a flight simmy looking thing. Oh wow, this looks so rad. Oh man, this is it's like really early, super low poly CG kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think you're actually. Man, this is wild. I gotta play this game. I'm sure it's not fun.
No. It is really weird, like, when you go back and look at the games that came out, like, during the long box era, and, like, just how different that feels to what PlayStation, the original PlayStation eventually became, and where PlayStation is now. Like, you look back at these games, and it's just night and fucking day. It's so weird.
Yeah, this was really the evolution of 3D video games. You know, they were still trying to figure out what you could and couldn't do with them. And this is an interesting month because when you look at the Saturn had 3 releases this month. Had World Cup Golf Professional Edition, Mortal Kombat 2, and Wing Arms. Wing Arms in particular is interesting because Wing Arms is a flight simulator game that looks way better than Siberia. Like, it runs really smooth, and you have free control over it. Whereas Siberia appears to be on rails.
Yeah,
I think the Saturn version of MK2 is pretty good. I mean, obviously, Mortal Kombat 2 had been out for a long time at this point, but still Mortal Kombat
like,
2, which is just a great game.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, there are some visually impressive, cool and interesting long box PlayStation games. It's not what I'm saying, but they definitely, there is just like games like Siberia and fucking like Jupiter Strike and that sort of thing. Like, they just feel very identifiable to a long box era PlayStation game, for me anyway. I don't know if that makes sense to literally anyone else, but yeah.
Yeah, apparently this Saturn port of Mortal Kombat 2 is really good. But yeah, like I agree with what you're saying about that very unique flavor of the long box games, which is funny because Saturn was technically all long box games because they never switched over to regular CDs here in North America. But I do think in this month, I think that it, especially in modern generation, the Saturn really took it this month. With a great version of MK2 and Wing Arms looks super fun.
Yeah.
It's
certainly better than anything else.
It's better than Yeah, I would even give it I might even give it the nod over the Super Nintendo with Mega Man X3. Prehistoric Man ain't nothing to write home about. Neither was College Slam and PGA Tour 96. The N64 will be out in September this year, so that's when the true next-gen battle really kicks into high gear. We're also going to lose the Jaguar and the 3DO. The CDI was also discontinued this year. I think we're going to lose a bunch of platforms. Like 32X is done in a couple of months. Neo Geo will continue forever. But yeah, Jaguar, CDI, 3DO, and Virtual Boy are all going to be toast this year. Virtual Boy, there's no new releases this month. I think there's only 2 games left. And in the handheld department, really nothing worth talking about. Well, that's not entirely true. Game Gear had 1 new release, which was Bust-A-Move, which is always solid. But the Game Boy had 3 releases. Prehistoric Man, Cutthroat... Yeah. Prehistoric Man, Cutthroat Island, and honestly, a great game, Tetris Blast, on Game Boy. Tetris Blast is fantastic. That was what became Bombless in
Tetris.
Japan.
Yeah.
Well, Tetris Blast is kind of its own. It was what became Bombless, which is kind of like an offshoot of Tetris. And the way that one worked is, you would get the pieces would come down, and most of them would have these little bombs in them, and the bombs would like making a line was what would trigger the bombs. So what you would want to do is like you could make a solid line. If there was no bomb in it, the line wouldn't disappear, but that line would add to the size of the explosions. So if you could make a bunch of like regular lines and then line up a bunch of bombs within, then you could create these crazy awesome chain reactions. And specifically the North American game Tetris Blast, which was just released as Tetris Bombless in other territories, but the North American version of Tetris Blast had some unique music that is very, very good. I love the music in Tetris Blast. I played a ton of that game.
Yeah, it like I said, I stand by what I said. It's kind of hard to fuck up Tetris, like when you're sticking with the basic kind of Tetris formula. Like, don't add too much. Falling. Yeah, the blocks falling and the shape, like all of that's working pretty good. And now I can blow them up. Fucking sweet. Like, I'm into that.
Yeah. And that brings us to, I think that was pretty solid. As far as January's go, again, January's not much to sneeze at. I think Saturn really takes it in that department. But that means it's time to travel back to the 40, which, January 1986, Commodore releases Mindwalker for the Amiga, and the home console industry is still working on recovering from the crash. No arcade releases that I could find in January, no PC releases I could find in January. The Atari 2600 will not have anything until July. The Intellivision won't have anything until May. The Atari 5200 won't have anything until September. The ColecoVision won't have anything until November of 1988. So that's going to be it's going to be 2 years before we talk about ColecoVision, which is wild.
Wow.
The NES doesn't have anything until June. The Atari 7800 comes out in May. The Master System comes out in September. And I couldn't find any Game & Watch release for this month. So, nothing. Just a fat bag of nothing for 1986. But there's some really big stuff happening later in 86. There is. Right?
Yeah.
When you look at the 7800 and Intellivision's like kind of second life beginning in May. You've got NES in June. like really starts cranking out new releases in June. And by the end of this year, we're going to have, NES 7800 Master System competing against each other, primarily NES and Master System, but 7800's it's in it a little bit. So we're
7800 is also here.
It's there. There are games for it. And eventually we'll be talking about Ninja Golf. So it's a thing. So the 40 is going to be pretty bland. Like there's not going to be anything for months, which I guess makes this segment a little bit shorter. But also, once it starts kicking in, we're gonna start seeing like the proper, more of the black box games. We're gonna get The Legend of Zelda, or I think we're gonna get Kid Icarus this year. Like there's gonna be some real killers coming this way this year. So by the end of the year, the 40 is gonna be very interesting. Also, with July is when we're gonna start seeing the Second Life for Atari 2600 as well. And there's some really interesting games that came out in this time period. So fun stuff. Yeah. And that's it. That's the 10, 20, 30, 40 for January 2026. It was fun.
Yeah, pretty fucking lackluster.
Yeah, pretty lackluster. So we're going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to check in with week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
Do you enjoy the Stone Age Gamer podcast and other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network? Do you wish you could listen to them sooner than the regular unwashed masses? Do you wish you could contribute in some way? Well, then you should check out the Geekade Patreon. Yes, the Geekade Patreon is a wonderful and very much appreciated way for you to help us pay the bills and keep our shows running week after week. As a Geekade patron, you'll get a monthly podcast topic schedule and early access to nearly every show on the Geekade Podcast Network, as well as access to a patron-exclusive monthly show called DC's Amazing Movie Time from the creators of the Weekend Rental podcast. So head on over to patreon.com/Geekade and become a loved and appreciated member of the Geekade Patreon team and get early access to shows like the Stone Age Gamer podcast, this week's episode, Turning Tracks, and a whole lot more. See you there.
All right, everybody, we are back. We had ourselves a nice little break. We had a nice little conversation with my daughter, who came down here and sat here and said cute things, because that's what kids do.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah,
good kid.
Good kid. So I guess with that being said, it is time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News. This is where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. First up, I'll take the first one up. I'll take the first one up here. We've got Go Nintendo reports. Doug Bowser jumps ship from Nintendo for Hasbro. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I did think it was, he did an okay job at Nintendo. I don't really think Doug Bowser, who knows, I don't really know what he did. He didn't leave as lasting an impression as like Reggie did, obviously. He wasn't as much of an on-camera
feel like he did
type of personality.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything specific in Nintendo of America that really moved forward under Doug Bowser's time. Like he was a very good steward of the Nintendo of America, but
yeah, I mean, arguably they're in their most stable, influential, whatever. However you want to describe it, position that they've been in decades, right? Like, he was there for the Switch. Like, he shepherded them through that. And that's not nothing. He was also in charge during the Switch 2's launch period, which was filled with incredibly some very poor communication. It was very successful, but also incredibly successful. Incredibly successful. Probably could have been more so. And there were a lot of unforced errors during the Nintendo Switch 2's launch. So it does not seem to have hampered them all that much. But I think it's one of those things that was the Switch 2 was it honestly just in such a position that it would have been difficult for it to properly fail. But that's probably fair.
Hasbro, I think he'll do a pretty good job at Hasbro. And I'm honestly pretty excited about I've already forgotten her name. I keep wanting to say Gail Tilden, but that's not who it is. She worked for Nintendo years ago. the current president of Nintendo of America. I think I'm very, very curious to see what she's going to bring to the table. But yeah, good for Doug Bowser. I hope he does well over at Hasbro.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things about Hasbro so they have just some of the most massive, gigantic toy lines currently going, right? They've got G.I. Joe, they've got Transformers, they've got Marvel Legends, they've got, Littlest Pet Shop is not nearly as big, they've got fucking Power Rangers, they've got just a ton of stuff. And what actually really had me excited about it is Jakks Pacific has done a pretty good job on like their video game figures and whatever. And I believe they still have the Nintendo license. Like I think those Mario figures are Jakks Pacific. I know the Sega ones are. I could be wrong on the Nintendo. But it has me excited for possibly like getting some really good action figure representation of Nintendo properties with that, like that familiarity of he was there, and now he's over here at Hasbro. Maybe there's a connection there, and we get just some like really well sculpted, well painted, well articulated figures for a lot of these really cool Nintendo properties. That's what I'm hoping happens.
That could be neat.
Whether or not any.
Do you think? We didn't really talk about this on the show because it's not strictly video game related, but I did see the news that Playmates no longer doesn't have Ninja Turtles anymore, which is that's kind of a huge deal.
It is.
I wonder if Hasbro they've been doing the Ninja Turtles figure since we were kids.
It is and it isn't, right? Like the Playmates Ninja Turtle stuff has always been that very specific, like 4-inch scale, maybe 4.5, like 5. It's somewhere in there. It's not Marvel Legends scale. It's not, but it's in between like the Marvel Legends 6-inch scale and like the G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch. The really, really good Turtles figures that have come out over the last number of years have all been NECA. Like NECA has done the really, really nice Turtles figures. The Playmate stuff has continued to be that kind of nostalgic, same that they were when we were kids, just with like some better articulation. It's sad that they won't have it anymore, because it is just kind of identifiable. But I don't think you're going to see much. Yeah,
like Playmates hasn't done anything I think very interesting with it. So I wonder if Hasbro is going to take a swing at it. I'm very curious to see what happens with Ninja Turtles figures now that they're not in Playmates. You know what I mean? I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, your turn.
Next up, this story.
Oh yes.
GameSpot reports Nintendo is selling a talking flower for $35. And all of you assholes are going to buy it.
I could not stop laughing.
It's a talking fucking flower. Not only is it a talking flower,
they released a 2.5-minute trailer for the talking flower.
Yeah. Not only is it a talking flower, Chris, it is called Talking Flower. Because that's what it's called. So if you've played Super Mario Brothers Wonder, is it Brothers Wonder or just Wonder?
Yes, it's Brothers Wonder.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder. SMBW, as the cool kids say. Then you know what the talking flower is. You've seen the talking flower. Now you can buy a talking flower for $35. The thing that you posted that I thought was great is that it will tell you the wrong time continuously. I think that's fucking awesome.
This was billed as a selling point. He will tell you the wrong time. He'll correct himself, but can you really trust him at that point? He will tell you the wrong time. It talks approximately twice per hour, just randomly. You can't talk have a conversation with it, but it will just
this isn't
say words to you.
Yeah, it's not listening to you. This isn't an Alexa.
Might be the dumbest product Nintendo has ever put together, and I must have one.
But like this one,
but I don't want to set them up. I don't want this random voice talking to me throughout the course of the day. I don't want that in my life.
You don't want a flower to just be like, "Hey, you're great." I don't know. I think that sounds nice.
It sounds nice, but like half the time it's just going to be like, I wonder what peanut butter tastes like. I'm a flower. I can't eat peanut butter. Like, it's going to be these weird little in the middle of my day. And like, I want it. I just want to set it up here, like next to my desk. I want it to sit there. I want it to talk to me randomly for like 3 days until I get tired of it. And I want to smash it off.
Yeah. This one, I'm actually like this. I'm actually way more cool with at $35. Like, Alarmo, I still feel is just absurd.
It's $100 alarm clock, and I really want one because I'm crazy.
Sure,
but
I don't see $100 there. $35 for this. It's a not only does it have the added functionality and all of the stuff that it comes with, I just think it's a nice looking collectible piece. It's a decent size. You know, like it is a good. I mean, I collect shit. You collect shit. We all collect shit. So as far as adding something to your collection, that is a reasonable price to pay for a nice representation of that character.
And the fact only $5 more than a Samus amiibo.
Right, like,
and this does things.
Well, I mean, like, not to put too fine a point on it, but like, as I grab over here. As we were just talking about Hasbro, I just picked up Cardiac on the retro Spider-Man card. I love this figure. I never thought they were going to make a fucking Cardiac. Right? It was $26. It was like $26.99 or whatever at Target. This is all it does. It is Cardiac. It's a good representation of Cardiac.
How big is this thing? It is a cool looking Cardiac figure.
It's a great looking Cardiac figure.
It's a good looking Cardiac figure.
But for like $9 more, I can get a talking flower. You know, like that's.
I want to know how big it is. Like, you can kind of tell from the fake hand that comes out and touches it in the trailer. Like, I have to assume it's like 6 inches or something. Like, talking flower is not compatible with Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, what does that mean?
I don't need it to be.
One of its features is not a clock.
This is the kind of stupid I can get behind.
It said it tells you the time. What do you mean it's not a clock?
Yeah. This is the kind of dumb I can get behind.
Right, this is exactly the kind of completely insane, unhinged Nintendo that I love. And it's $35. I really want to have one. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Because I pre-ordered. What is it? I pre-ordered Bubsy 4D, which we'll talk about in a bit. I
feel like this was way better.
My gaming budget, but like, I really want one of these stupid talking flowers. This is so dumb. I want dumb.
This. It speaks in multiple languages. I want to get one of these, and I want it to speak to me in German. That's what I want. I don't know why specifically German. I just feel like that's the funniest one. So it'll speak in English, Italian, Spanish, Latin America, Spanish, Spain, French, Dutch, German, Portuguese, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Out of those, I feel like German is the funniest. Yeah, this thing's great.
Yep. Fantastic.
Trying to say.
It's on my wish list.
Okay.
That and Alarmo. Because Alarmo is definitely also on I really want an Alarmo.
Okay, so here we go. I'm on the GameStop website. Right? What's that?
Oh, wow. Alarmo's $109.99. Oh, man, they raised the price of Alarmo by $10. I really want one of these dumb things.
I'm on GameStop's website. This flower is 7.32 inches tall and is 5.4 inches wide. So, like, that is a decent size.
Yeah.
You know, it's not huge, but it's in scale with, like, NECA figures, and those are nice.
I want one.
Yeah. I do too, and I've never even played Wonder. I just think that thing is fun. If
Wonder's
somebody got
great.
me an Alarmo, I would fucking smash it because I think it's ridiculous.
No, you would mail it to me because I would
No,
love to have
I
it.
would mail the pieces to you.
Son of a bitch. Moving on. Time Extension reports Anbernic? I don't know how to say
Anbernic,
that.
yes.
Airbnb's new controller has a built-in HD screen, capacitive sticks, and gulp, a heart rate alarm. This is wild, man. This I don't know. This is for any number of platforms, right? It can be used for PC, Switch, Android, and iOS. It's just a neat looking controller. I don't know, what does the screen do? What is the heart rate stuff there?
It does
for?
screen.
It's all very interesting. It does screen. Yeah,
It does screen, Chris. Don't question it. It does screen better than any other controller does screen.
This is nifty. I mean, I'm not going to get one. Like, this is just, I have no need for it. But 2-stage trigger locks, like, it just looks like a really well-made controller. I don't know why I put this story in here, other than, like, it has a heart rate thing and...
The heart rate thing is kind of interesting. Like I've played some games where I've felt the heart rate going up, like being excited in like an online match or whatever. I feel like I don't feel like you should be playing video games though if you need a heart rate monitor in your controller. If like, well, fucking pump the brakes there, asshole. It's just League of Legends or whatever. You'll be fine. It's cool.
It's just Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. Settle down.
Yeah, settle the fuck down. Oh no, you got a question wrong. Like, fuck off. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I do think the next one we have is a little bit cooler though, because Go Nintendo reports.
Yeah, for sure.
That Retro Fighters, an excellent peripheral company, they make some really, really good controllers that you can buy right here on the StoneAgeGamer.com. Not a sponsor? Are they sponsors of this video podcast? Yet we're trying though. Come
Not
on,
that
Ryan.
they know of.
Not that they want to be. Retro Fighters is set to release a GameCube-themed Switch 2 dock. It looks very nice. It is being called the Battle Dock. It is a Switch 2 dock that is themed after the GameCube. It gives you some hardcore GameCube vibes where you can switch out faceplates for the GameCube, a color of your choice. And there are actual controller ports on the Battle Dock that are not just for show. They actually allow you to plug in up to 4 GameCube controllers into the dock, which is fucking awesome. And it's $36. That's not a lot of bucks.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a really neat idea. It is a dock you put your dock in, right? It's not just it's not its own unique dock, but like really at the end of the day, who cares? I think it's a
just
really
looks
cool looking
cool.
thing. If I ever used GameCube controllers on my Switch, I would be very interested in this. If I use GameCube now, I just use my wireless GameCube controller.
Right.
But this is
really
for
cool
like for the Smash fans. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Like for the Smash community, right? Like tournaments and whatnot. This is like you're getting the no lag, the no delay, whatever wired controller fighting game experience. Whatever. Nerds.
Any hoosers, this is a fun story. Push Square reports these PS2, PSP, and PS Vita games managed to sell one new copy in 2025.
Yeah,
What?
I thought this was pretty wild.
Video game sales data will generally always focus on what's being bought the most, but what about the titles below the bestsellers you never see? As Circana reveals its end-of-year reports for the game sales in the USA, analyst Matt Piscatella has shared some fun facts surrounding the data you'd normally never see. Wow. These PS2 games sold one new copy in the USA last year. Bombastic, Gladius, Grandia 3, Kingdom Hearts 2, Midway Arcade Treasure 2, MVP Baseball 2005, Odin Sphere, Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, Sly 2 Band of Thieves, Stuntman Ignition, and Yakuza 2. And then there's a list for Vita and PSP games as well. Just that's kind of wild that these games were even available in any sort of trackable retail environment as new in 2025.
That's what I thought was more interesting, right? Like, there was a retail establishment that still had new copies of this, and they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. I don't know, $5? What do you want to give me for it? You know? That just seemed wild to me.
Spectacular.
Ah, spectacular.
Any Hoosers.
Our friends over
it's your turn, yeah.
Yeah, our friends over at Jamatsu report that Vampire Crawlers, the turbo wild card from Vampire Survivors, the blah, 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 whatever the fuck. The demo launches on February 23rd for the Xbox Series and the PC. And I am so very, very excited about this game. I don't know how the Vampire Survivors formula is going to translate to like a roguelike deck building card game, but if anybody can pull it off, I am pretty sure these guys can. And I will theoretically be done with the ball pit content that drops on the 26th by the time this demo comes out, so I hope this is fucking awesome. But I thought people should know.
It certainly looks neat. I still don't get it, but I'm going to try it because I have no choice.
Yeah.
It looks neat.
It does look cool. I'm very excited about it.
These card games don't really do it for me. Like, they're just not my thing. But, yeah.
Or they're just not your thing yet.
Yeah, that's true. They could. This could change everything.
It could. Everything is different now. I'm a different person.
You know what? I'm going to skip this next one because I don't care. Forza 6 comes out on Xbox in May. Good for Forza.
Yeah, I mean, there was a whole Xbox fucking showcase that...
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, we'll talk about the rest of them here in a minute. Forza's coming out. It looks great.
Forza's coming out. Congratulations. Yeah, it looks great. What doesn't look great, Nintendo Life reports... Really, just following... this headline made me so happy because I said almost the exact same thing earlier in the day.
Yeah.
It actually kind of piggybacks off of... Did I do a story about this existing in the first place? No. Okay, so Nintendo released a trailer for Super Mario Bros. Wonder's Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, which I thought was quite fascinating. It looks like there's a bit more to it than I thought. I don't know how much. It's like the whole Bella Bell Park thing is really just a bunch of multiplayer mini games, which look fun. But there's also some new single player content with the Koopalings. Rosalina's a playable character now, and there's a new Mario power up, which has them like turn into a flower or make some sort of flower platform or something. I don't know.
There's some cool looking stuff in the trailer. Yeah,
and I adore this game. But the headline here from Nintendo Life is, Mario Wonder's new box art might be the ugliest Switch 2 edition cover yet. And holy cats, are they right. This is just dumb looking.
Yeah, it's
Super Mario Bros. Wonder's
so
box art's
much.
It's so busy. Wonder's box art itself is pretty cool. Like, I like it.
Yeah,
but it's truncated to like about 50% of the front of the box. Then you've got the big red Switch 2 bar on the top, and then you've got the plus Meet Up in Bella Bell Park artwork, which itself isn't bad, but it's on a yellow background, which really weirdly clashes with the kind of purpley white situation. It's really very blue and white on top, and then you've got this kind of new Super Mario Bros. 2 orangey yellow on the bottom, which really clashes with it, in addition to all the bright red in the background. And then you've got all this text at the bottom, the Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade text, which I don't know why is on the front of the box.
Should not be on the front.
It ruins everything. But
I just counted as you were talking, there are 19 characters on the cover of this. There's 19. There's 19
that's
characters.
Unnecessary.
And the only one there's 2 characters that are there once. Rosalina and Elephant Mario. Or sorry, yeah, everybody else is there multiple times. Like, what the fuck? All right, no, I lied about that too, because there's a Goomba and the star fucking thing that I can't remember its name. Regardless, like, there's 19 characters on there. That's absurd.
It's too much.
And then there's a paragraph of text. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's too much for the cover. When you look at the like Metroid Prime 4 had a similar situation where you're just like,
yeah,
this is some cool box art, but then you've got all this other nonsense on it. Like, that stuff should be on the back. Really focus on the front of the box, be in the front of the box.
Yeah, and like,
what was neat. Yes, this is absolutely atrociously hideous. But the cool stuff at the end of the trailer that we got, the release date's March 26th, 2026, which is cool. I'll pick this up on March 26th because
sure,
the multiplayer stuff looks like stuff we'd like to play with the kids. But also on March 26th, there's going to be 3 new amiibo. Elephant Mario coming out of a pipe. One of those weird little flowery dudes, and the Prince, whatever his name, Prince Florian. And that's cute. They're fine, but I don't need those ones. What I do need is Captain Toad and Talking Flower. Yeah,
that looked pretty good.
I don't know why those two are together, but I need Captain Toad. And the fact that Talking Flower's there is it just pushes it over the edge. I'm angry because this is probably going to be another $30 amiibo, like the Metroid.
I was going to say, for $5 more, you can get an actual talking flower.
Exactly, I get an actual talking flower, whereas this is just a Captain Toad amiibo, and $30 for an amiibo is just too darn much. Like, I made the exception for the Silux amiibo because I had like $15 in store credit for it.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, that brings it down to me just spending like $15 out of pocket. Okay, cool. I can justify this, and now I have a Silux amiibo, which is one of the strangest sentences.
Which is awesome.
As a Metroid fan, I think I had ever said. But
yeah,
this one, boy, I want this one. I hope it's not stupid expensive. I hope it's less expensive than I think it's going to be.
It's definitely not.
Is there anything else at the end? No, yeah, it was just the release date and the amiibo, and this was a fun little trailer. It just dropped the other morning, and there was a whole bunch of nonsense that morning that came out, that came to light, and minus the terrible, hideous box art, I was really happy about this one. I think this looks like a pretty solid Switch 2 upgrade.
Yeah, it does. I am going to skip over the next 2 stories. Honestly, I just don't care all that much. Beast of Reincarnation and Fable. So Xbox had a developer showcase. There were 4 games that they showed off. It was Forza 6, Beast of Reincarnation, which is the new Game Freak game. It's an action RPG. Fable, which I know people are very, very excited about. I just don't care. For me personally. It's not a condemnation on anybody, but they're all coming for PS5. The one that they did show off, though, that was not advertised in their early video, was a new multiplayer title from Double Fine. And Double Fine does this thing where they, every now and again, they will do a thing called Amnesia Fortnite, right? And it is where Tim Schafer was talking about it in the developer direct, and it was actually kind of cool. And he was saying, like the teams will split up into like tinier, teams, and they will come up with like these goofy ass little game demos that could become full-fledged games. And stacking was that way. Costume Quest grew out of that. So they've had a couple games that they've released grow out of this Amnesia Fortnite exercise that they do. And one of the games, or this game, also came out of that, and it is called Kiln. And it is a multiplayer fighter brawler, where you first make pottery, like you shape like on a fucking, like you're in fucking Ghost, and like you're Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. Because, like, I know it's, like, Demi Moore and Whoopi Gold, like, the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about. You know that old chestnut, Kris? That's a relevant reference here in 2026. Fucking Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg doing the fucking sexy thing on the pottery wheel. You've not seen Ghost? Is that the fucking face you're making?
I know what you're talking about. I've never actually watched the whole movie of Ghost. No.
Fuck, have you never seen Ghost?
I've never had any interest in seeing Ghost.
I never had any fucking interest in seeing Ghost. I've seen Ghost like 30 times. I don't want to fucking watch it any of the 30 times that I've seen it, but I've seen it a whole fucking bunch. How have you made it to your mid-40s and not seen fucking Ghost?
This is pretty easy. I just don't watch movies that I don't want to see.
I mean, yeah, when you say it like that, I sound like a fucking crazy person. Oh, fuck. Anyway, so it's like that. You fucking have sex with Whoopi Goldberg and then you go fight. That's, I think, what killing is all about. No, so you make pottery. They showed it looked really cool. You make different vases and fucking bowls and shit, and then you just go out there and do crazy shit and fight each other. It looked exactly like a Double Fine game. And what I appreciated so much is they were like, hey, it's also coming out on PS5. And I was like, thanks, Xbox. Because this came up in our Discord a little while ago of isn't this a good thing? Yes, I do think it's a good thing, ultimately, that all of these Xbox games are releasing everywhere else. But please tell me that I can buy Keeper. That's the one I want to play, the Double Fine weird lighthouse game with legs. I want to play that one, but it's not on PS5 yet. This looks fucking great. This looks like a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, watch Ghost.
I know you're way more of a... No.
You fucking weirdo.
I don't want to watch Ghost. I think you should read the next one, so I'll skip ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just more... you know who that is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. IGN reports. IGN reports Metroid Prime producer reportedly leaving Nintendo after 40 years, unsure if there will be another game to wrap up Silex's story. Yeah, this kind of bummed me out a little bit. Kensuke Tanabe is retiring, which, you've been working in they're doing it for 40 years. That's good on you for retiring. Just
that's a lot of years.
He'd been set in a, quote, I portrayed Silex as a villain with a dark personality, deep resentment, and despicable methods. And from this game onwards, Samus will realize that a direct confrontation with him is inevitable, and he must be completely defeated. Therefore, the final battle between Silex and Samus is not yet over. However, it took longer than I had imagined to complete this game. It's a bummer, because,
yeah.
I think Metroid Prime 4 is a solid game that sets up some really cool stuff. I really, really hope that they keep this going, because the stuff that works in Prime 4 is really cool. And honestly, the Silex battle at the end was really cool. I think Silex is an interesting character. He's an interesting villain because he's just a prick. And I like that. I like the fact that the villain is just I just hate you. I just hate you and I want you dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good on you. I just like that. That just brings me joy. I hope, congratulations for a great career, Kensuke Tanabe. And it's got to really be a bummer for him to be he was expecting to be farther along in this whole Silex storyline by this point. Because nobody wanted Prime 4 to take as long as it did. And I don't think anybody involved was truly happy with the final product. Which is it's a damn shame for a series like Metroid that has so much prestige behind it, but never really hit the ceiling of sales. You know what I mean? It never really hit the mainstream. But we'll see. Maybe I don't think Nintendo's going to give up on Metroid entirely, not by a long shot.
No,
but
certainly.
I do hope that I hope that somebody can carry the torch and finish off this new Metroid Prime trilogy. I think that would be very cool.
Yeah. Our friends over at Bleeding Cool report, Kris, and you're right, this is really, for me, Kenny Omega reveals that he is the mocap actor for Alex in Street Fighter 6. So we're getting more, obviously, Street Fighter 6 DLC, one of the characters that's coming out. And I think this, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? That they revealed that Alex was coming out and he looked kind of different, and there was some,
that was last week.
That was last week, right? There was some internet fucking hullabaloo or whatever about it. Yeah,
because they turned heel, basically, just like Cody did.
Yeah. So now, we got the reveal that Kenny Omega, who, if you are not a fan of professional wrestling, first of all, what's wrong with you? Professional wrestling is better than what you like. Second of all, Kenny Omega is one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Is just an incredibly awesome dude on top of that, and is a huge Street Fighter fan. So you put all that together, and he ends up doing the mocap work for Alex's character. And as I'm watching the trailer for Alex, like before, because they don't reveal that it's Kenny Omega doing the mocap until the end of the trailer. As I'm watching, I'm like, fuck, dude, like that. All right, like, but so he's wrestling now. Like, he's legit using pro wrestling moves. And he's always kind of been like that brawler, grappler kind of style in Street Fighter. But this is like, that was fucking Kenny Omega's Snapdragon Suplex. Like, the way Kenny Omega does a Snapdragon Suplex is very Kenny Omega, right? So it's like, okay, all right, like, all right, sure, that makes, and then he fucking does Kenny Omega's, like, one of his taunts towards the end. He does the fucking bang that Kenny Omega does, and then hits him with a V-trigger knee, which is named after fucking Final Fantasy shit, because, again, Kenny's a big video game guy. And then he hits the one-winged angel, which is Kenny Omega's finishing maneuver, which has only been kicked out of once, Kris, which I know you don't give a shit about, but in professional wrestling terms, like, the fact that this thing has only been kicked out of once, it's like a huge deal, because yes, it's scripted, yes, it's fake, shut up. But that move is incredibly protected. There's a lot of respect given to Kenny Omega for that move. And then Alex fucking hits the one-winged angel in the fucking Street Fighter trailer, and I was like, I mean, I guess I'm buying Street Fighter 6 now, because I have to have that, and it just looks fucking awesome. And then the end of the trailer, Kenny Omega's like in the mocap suit and all that, which is just super, super cool. Absolutely love this. And I guess I will finally be able to talk about whether or not Street Fighter 6 was any good, because now I have to have it.
I mean, I've heard Street Fighter 6 is great. If I really had anybody that I would regularly play it with, I'd be much more interested in owning it. I love seeing the Street Fighter 3 characters get, like, reimagined a lot. And I like seeing their moves in 3D and whatnot. It looks really cool. I've never really been the biggest Alex fan in Street Fighter 3, but I always like it when he comes back.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Alex fan either, but now he's Kenny Omega, so he's my favorite of all time, obviously.
Yeah, super cool stuff. Speaking of super cool stuff, also the same morning we got that Mario Flower and that Mario Wonder trailer. We got, as Go Nintendo reports, Bubsy 4D launches May 22nd, 2026 with Switch and Switch 2 physical collector's editions. They released a new trailer, which I thought was legitimately funny, with Bubsy in the beginning reading all these reviews. Like, first off, like the YouTube views, like in the trillions for the trailer is just hysterical. Like, yeah, that didn't happen. And then he reads reviews for Bubsy 3D, which is also funny. And then the new game, which looks really good. It just looks like a pretty fun platformer. Coming May 22nd to
everything.
Oh, they made a crack about he made a crack about they're not afraid of launching against Grand Theft Auto. He's like, what do you mean it's been delayed again? Switch 2, Xbox, PS5, PS4, Steam, Epic Store, GOG. Sadly, not the VCS. But
that's weird.
And there's
for the Atari owned.
The VCS is done. I'm pretty sure the VCS is done. They're
sure, but still.
I don't know if the VCS would handle this game all that well either. Like, the VCS is a pretty weird and weak machine, all things considered, especially when it comes to like proper 3D games.
Yeah.
I don't think this game should come to VCS. I don't think anything should come to VCS. And I love the VCS. I adore it. But I have a whole thing about why I think there should be a new one. But anyways, yeah, it's coming all that stuff in May, and then there's also a special limited, Possum edition for Nintendo Switch 2, which I pre-ordered because I am a goober, and that's my ridiculous game budget. Because look, I have every other Bubsy game, so I can't not have this one. And I may as well get the fancy edition, because that's just who I am as a person. I have no choice. I'm
make
excited.
car parts for the American man. So that's who I am.
I'm genuinely
That's who I
stoked.
care about.
I just think this looks good.
It
I
does
think it's wild that
actually
we might actually get
look good.
We might get a solid Bubsy game. We might get a genuinely good Bubsy game before, like, in my lifetime.
That's right.
Now, the fact that we have gotten so many Bubsy games, that there are more
Is saying
Bubsy
something.
games than Kid Icarus games, is a tragedy. There was only one season of Firefly, and yet we have all these Bubsy games. Like, there's a cosmic injustice in there. However,
There is. However,
also
you got
a
a Chubsy for
certain-
Bubsy, and it's all right. Do indeed got the Chubsy for Bubsy. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. We'll talk about your furry-ness here. Like,
I'm
it's
sure we
okay.
will.
Bring it up. I'll make up stories.
Oh, you'll bring it up, all right. You should take both. You should take both of these next ones because they're related.
Okay. So,
Our friends
the shock
at
of-
Ubisoft.
yeah, our friends at Ubisoft continue to be fucking shit dicks. To the surprise of no one. They have canceled 6 projects, including, shockingly enough, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake that just multiple weeks ago, as we were previewing the year, they were like, yeah, no, it's definitely coming out, guys. It's like fucking Lucy and the Football, you fucking twats. Anyway, they're canceling 6 games. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake is among them. They've delayed 7 additional titles, and they are also closing fully 2 studios as they corporate speak, fucking whatever. It's making it really hard to want to support literally anything that company. It's been hard, right, to be like, yeah, but it's this, so I want to show some love and some support, and maybe try to guide them back to, you know, a place of being decent people and stewards of these franchises that they own. They just fucking make it impossible. They just really, really do. And it just sucks. And I was really looking forward, really, really looking forward to playing through the Prince of Persia remake. And they came out and they were like, oh no, but it's still very important to us. And, you know, it's just, I don't know that there's been a studio that has become more of a fucking caricature of a corporate studio than Ubisoft in the last, you know, decade plus, whatever. And it's just disappointing to see, because they also report, GameSpot also reports that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in development after Ubisoft's
Sure
purge.
it is.
Because fuck you, like, I don't. This is another one of those, like, to what end, right? Why are you continuing to dick people over? Why are you continuing to string people along? Like, we had been making jokes for years now about this Prince of Persia remake, right? Even when we did 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was, where we did the 2026 preview. We were like, no, it definitely says it's coming out. Like, but we both knew it wasn't coming. Beyond Good and Evil 2, even if it does come out, it's not going to be literally anything that we want based on what we've seen of it so far.
Yeah, like, it's been in... I just
It's been
can't
20
see-
years? Like,
I loved the original Beyond Good and Evil. Just like I love the original Prince of Persia. And you know what they need to do, the original Prince of Persia? We said this last time, and I'll say it again. Just do what you did to Beyond Good and Evil. Just remaster it.
just
that
make it
game
prettier.
does not need a remake.
It doesn't.
That game does not need a full-on remake. So I'm genuinely thrilled that the remake got canceled because it was unnecessary.
Just make it prettier. You were probably going to fuck it up.
Yeah, all the people that did that put the work into it, like, I don't wish them any harm. No. I just think it was a bad idea in the first place. And I'm hoping that eventually they just release what they should have released in the first place, which is just pretty up Prince of Persia. That's all I want. That's all anybody needs. It's not a game that needs a ground up remake because there's nothing wrong with the way it looks now. Like, just kind of pretty it up a little bit, modernize the controls just a little bit, and give it a few modern tweaks. That's it. That's all that game needs. It's a freaking masterpiece.
Well, and like what's so wild about that shit though is that like all of that is available through Shmemulation. You can Shmemulate all of those things. You can get the HD texture packs and all of those. You can just do that. It's not fucking hard, right? There's plenty of like, if you don't know how to do it, YouTube and Google exist. It's not hard. Just ask the question, and Google Gemini will be like, "Oh, so I see you're trying to do some shit that Ubisoft fucking won't. Here's the best way to do it, Chief." It's so frustrating.
I don't know what the purpose of Beyond Good and Evil 2 at this point. Like, does anybody... Are there enough people that love the original enough that a sequel is going to really mean something in this modern day after all these years of development? It's insane to me. I think the ship has sailed, and it makes me sad. I have no faith in that project anymore.
No.
But here's something that's nice. IGN reports Dixie Kong joins Donkey Kong Country Returns HD in surprise free Switch and Switch 2 update. This is another really cool thing that Nintendo just dropped on us. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD I hadn't picked up because I'll pick it up eventually when when I feel like replaying Donkey Kong Country Returns, because going back to the original Wii version is not a great experience. Like, I loved that game, but I hated that it was you forced to use the Wii remote sideways, and things like the roll were mapped to shaking the controller. I didn't like that. And then the 3DS version was like, well, sure, it's nice to be able to control it this way, and it's cool that it has some extra content that I'd love to try, but I don't want to play through this game on this tiny screen with, like, worse graphics to do that. So I never really bothered with Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. But then the HD version came out, and it was like, and this is gonna be, it's pretty spicy, and it's also as bare bones as you could possibly imagine. But now there's a free update. So on the Switch 2, because the other thing was that even the Switch version has just obscene loading times. The Switch 2 version, we've fixed the loading time issue. We've added a whole extra character. Dixie Kong is great in Tropical Freeze, so I'd love to play through Returns with her as an option. I don't care about the turbo attack time attack mode, which is neat, but it's not for me. But this now seems like a perfectly appropriate way to replay Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is a phenomenal platformer. So now,
it does look really great. Yeah.
Now it's on my list. I officially want to buy this, and I would really like to play through it again, because I haven't played through it since it released on Wii, and it's a genuinely good game. But it's got a little graphical boost on Switch 2. The loading time cut is huge. Like, you see that in the trailer. It is massive, the amount of time that they cut off of the loading times. And being able to play as Dixie. This is great, and it's free, so yay.
Even better.
Nice free update. Good work, guys. There are still things I wish looked better, like it doesn't look as good as Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, but that said, it still doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination.
No, definitely not. All right, moving right along. Why not? GameStop reports that Fortnite Cross the Office is somehow very real.
Stop.
That's the story.
That's it. They're putting The Office in Fortnite because of reasons.
Nobody knows what. They have not released, like, what is going to be in The Office, but, like, if you can't be Prison Mike, what are we even doing here?
Threat level midnight.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I literally have nothing else to add to that.
Yeah, I have nothing else either.
No.
This, however, makes me very happy. Polygon reports the Animal Crossing's IRL Aquarium Tour is coming to a fish tank near you. They're still doing this Animal Crossing Aquarium Tour, and one of them's coming to New Jersey. On April 2nd to June 21st, they're coming to East Rutherford. And the American Dream hideous mall thing that's apparently amazing on the inside, which I've never gone to because I'm, who has that kind of time and money. But for this, I might try to make a trip because John still loves Animal Crossing. John still loves fish. I still love Animal Crossing and fish. And I love trips to an aquarium. So I see no reason why this... it's just wonderful this is the thing that's still going. So, huzzah.
Yeah, it is very, very cool. And speaking of Animal Crossing, Go Nintendo reports that Zelda's Hyrule was recreated by a fan in Animal Crossing's New Horizons. The link to the article here that I'm looking at has the video, and it is pretty fucking spectacular. I'm
in awe.
I am never not impressed by the fucking audacity and the will of fucking nerds, man. Like, and I mean that in a place of love. I really, really do. That sounds like I'm being shitty, and I really don't mean it that way. This is incredibly inspiring and impressive. It's awesome. It's such a labor of love, and it's such a love letter to the fandom that you love to see it, man. And it's so well done. This is the fucking Hyrule from the original Legend of Zelda recreated in Animal Crossing. Yeah. It's nuts, dude. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's astounding. Yeah, I'm floored. And I would
never even fucking think to do it, you know? I would never even be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna fucking make this. It's like some of the Minecraft shit that people made years and years ago when that first, years and years ago for Minecraft at this point. Then people just started doing stuff, and it was like, how the fuck, like, damn, dude, that's awesome. This is great. Very, very cool.
Yeah, and it's as one-to-one as you could possibly hope for it to be. The creative decisions they made to make the game fit within the confines of Animal Crossing.
New Horizons,
is just insane.
It's pretty spectacular.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
People are awesome, and these are the kind of stories that we get during the week, and I'm like, oh, maybe the world isn't a fucking dumpster fire. I mean, it is, but maybe it's a little smaller of a fire than I thought it was.
That's the thing about shit, Joe. Good stuff tends to grow out of it. Yeah, that's right. That's a Joe's Apartment reference for all you fine folks out there. Wow, Time Extension reports...
Whew.
We are going where no slamming death metal band has gone before. Party Cannon is releasing an album on the N64.
Yep. This is great. Love this.
Yeah. You know what? It's we carry at Stone Age Gamer a bunch of Remute albums. I think we had him on the show, and
we did. It was awesome.
It's he's made all these kinds of things for different platforms, and I've always been hoping that other people were going to start jumping in and start doing this kind of dumb shit themselves, and here we are. I love it. Let's release a music album for N64. Go for it. Fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome. More of this, please. Speaking of more of this, I saw this story, and I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about it, so I didn't put it, but then you put it, and I was like, all right, I guess we can talk about it. Nintendo Life reports that a random YouTuber has combined the Switch 2, the PS5, and the Xbox Series S into one huge machine. And indeed she did. This is YouTuber Zhao Ningzi. Has combined all of these things into what Nintendo Life is, I'm assuming, calling the Nintendo PXbox 5. Maybe she called it that. I don't know. It is a fascinating YouTube video. It's fucking nuts, and I want one, and I want a 3D printer, and I don't know how to do any of this, but I've also...
Eject button for the Switch 2. You put the whole Switch 2 in like a game cartridge, and then there's a button to eject the Switch 2.
It's insanity. I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. I want it. I think it's great. More of that kind of nonsense, please. That is the kind of dumb...
Yeah, this is just utterly phenomenal. I love this.
Yeah. And then I added this last one for you, so I'm glad that you get to be the one to talk about it. Because this is something we could actually go do.
The Bleeding Cool reports the Paley Museum launches 45 years of Pac-Man exhibit. Let's see here. The Paley Museum debuts the 45 years of Pac-Man exhibit celebrating the iconic game's legacy. Visitors can play classic and new Pac-Man games, including the world's largest Pac-Man arcade. The exhibit highlights Pac-Man's evolution, impact on gaming, and global pop culture influence. Special Pac-Man Family Day on January 31st offers meet and greets, giveaways, and themed activities. Where is this? Where's the Paley Museum?
25 West 52nd Street in New York City. Pac-Man artifacts on display. The Pac-Man Atari 2600 box and game cartridge, the first ever Pac-Man metal lunchbox, the Pac-Man Fever vinyl, Pac-Man the card game. There's like a bunch of shit that you can like just look at, like these cool old artifacts. There is on the 31st, on Family Day, you can meet Pac-Man. I mean, so they're gonna stick a dude in a fucking Pac-Man fucking suit? That sucks. This is fucking great, man. I love this. And it's in New York. It's a thing we could go do. I mean, we're definitely not gonna, because, let's see. I'm just looking at tickets right now. That's not bad. The adult museum admission is $21.50. Children under 12 is free. You know what? Because it's a fucking museum. That's why it's actually still affordable. Yeah, this is really cool.
That is really cool.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about being old enough for things from my childhood to now be featured in museum exhibits.
Should be in a museum.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about Indiana Jones.
So do you.
In a little bit. This looks really cool. I do legitimately want to go check this out. The Paley Center is very, very cool in New York City.
I've never been.
It's very cool. They do a lot of really, really cool stuff. And yeah, this is just where we are, you know? Yeah, we're old.
Well, that's it. That's week old news. We're old. We're older than a week, that's for sure.
That's right.
Well, we with that, we're going to take ourselves our second break. When we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint and do just a little bit of listener mail, because we got a little listener mail to cover. So, you're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. Do you
you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. All right, everybody, we are back. We took ourselves a quick little break. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Apparently not. I don't know. I'm fucking hacking up a lung over here. No, I'm fine.
All right, then it's time to check in with the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where we check in with what's been going on in our lives, what we've been playing, what we've been doing. But before that, we actually have a little bit of a listener mail from our friend Monster Society over on YouTube. Monster Society says, I've been meaning to ask, what are some of those action figures behind Dan? I can kind of recognize a few of them, and the mini Tetris arcade machine in particular. Also, I definitely recommend that series on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us, to both of you. In particular,
yes,
I've got a soft
so
spot
good.
for the... Yeah, it's good stuff. I've got a soft spot for the G.I. Joe episode, mostly because I've been paying attention to the Energon universe. If you don't know what that is, Dan probably will.
He does.
The Energon universe in G.I. Joe... Energon's a Transformers thing. Is there a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover I don't know about?
Yes, we don't have enough time to get into it now.
Okay,
but
fair
Robert Kirkman is involved, which is really all you should need to know.
Okay, sold. You mentioned Lego stuff in this episode, including prices. Yeah, part of being an adult is the sheer sticker shock of toys, especially these days. My mom wanted to buy a Barbie for my little brother as a joke more than a decade ago, and she ended up buying some kind of Barbie ripoff instead. She wasn't going to pay that much for a gag gift. I wish I could add to the list of essentials when it comes to the upcoming Intellivision episode, but I'm not familiar with that console's library of games. I will, however, add to the 2600 list by saying that Centipede was also a good time. Yes, it really was. And also, if I may suggest two obscure gems, Frankenstein's Monster and Worm War 1 were both wonderful 2600 games, underrated though they may be. Worm War 1 is a terrific mindless shooter game where you shoot pixelated worms, and Frankenstein's Monster is a lovely platformer with busy, colorful graphics. I am vaguely familiar with both of those games. I don't think I've ever played either one, but I will give them a look.
I know neither of those. But Frankenstein's Monster, I'm in.
Yeah, that's a neat one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I agree that Echo the Dolphin games totally suck. But a new game in the series could very well have potential, in my opinion. If it's a 3D game, just make it like Maneater on PC, but with a dolphin instead of a shark. If it's a 2D game, just give it better level design and such than the Genesis games had.
Just Here's a fucking murderous dolphin just ripping people to shreds.
Finally, here is a vaguely dolphin-related Simpsons quote that I sort of remember. For context, Bart and Lisa are riding dolphins on Mr. Burns' estate. Bart, man, these dolphins are great. They even have cup holders. Lisa, Bart, that's a blowhole. Bart, you're a blowhole. The dolphin starts sinking because it can't breathe. It has a glass of some liquid in its blowhole. Bart, up, boy, up. Something that always stuck with me. Thank you, Monster Society. That was great.
Outstanding, Monster Society.
I think your take on Echo the Dolphin is certainly interesting. I know what Simpsons episode you're talking about. I don't know the episode, but I know I've seen that scene. And Dan, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the figures that are behind you?
Yeah, I mean, so we're kind of in the stuttering again. I apologize. Now I'm so fucking self-conscious. In this remodel that is very slowly happening, right? And a lot of that is just due to the fact that I'm still recovering. I'm not back to where I want to be yet from chemo. It made me incredibly weak. Which is not something I'm super thrilled about. And big physically intensive projects really still take a lot out of me yet. So this is going to happen kind of very slowly. So I started when the idea came up of like, all right, we're going to do this video podcast. Like, let me start taking some of the stuff, because this wall behind me is eventually going to get redone with like an actual wall and some built-ins and stuff. And I have plans and all of that. But I was like, let me start rearranging some stuff and moving some stuff over. And behind me, over my right shoulder, is the Spider-Man focus. That's really kind of where I spent the bulk of my collection money last year, was on like upgrading Spider-Man stuff. And I don't really have a ton of like good light to show this, and this is something I could do another video on. But this is mostly like just Spider-Man universe figures, like across the Spider-Verse, and it's a mixture of Mafex and SH Figure Arts and mostly Marvel Legends. Some Funko Pops, some Lego shit, all kind of mixed in there. Over on the other side, though, you are right. There is a mini Miss Pac-Man. There's a mini Galaga. We've got Shumagoroth, or Gargantos, from Marvel vs. Capcom with a little Mega Man. Again, the He-Man fucking diamond painting that my mother-in-law made me, which is just the greatest thing. That fucking trailer, I was fucking crying, dude. Like, legit rolling tears of joy that looked like what my childhood was. You know, like, I saw that up there, and it was just fucking incredible. I just absolutely loved it. We can talk about that more, I suppose, in a little bit. Speaking of Legos, I ended up picking up this set from a Five Below. And this is, unfortunately, I'm sorry, podcast only listeners. Currently, right now, what I am showing off is a stray. It's not Lego. It is Snap and Switch. But it is the Neon Alley build set. I just picked this up, so I'm going to build this probably this weekend when we're snowed in. And this, now, I mean, it's not Lego. The quality is not there. This is 150 pieces. I'm really excited to put it together. But it was $5. It was non-fucking Lego prices. But just as a quick, and I'm going to activate the AI here, but I'll just give it a quick turn out here in the Jose Canseco Executive Annex. As stuff is getting moved around, there is just a metric shit ton of action figures that are out there. That's about half of what I actually have to display. So the bulk of the stuff behind me is Spider-Man and some, you know, it's a video game podcast, so I tried to work in some video game related shit over here. Now if I gotta say hi to my camera again to turn off the tracking. But yeah, that's what's back here right now. Hopefully, if this goes the way that I want it to, and I can actually build this out the way that I want to build it out here, everything will be like really well lit, and you know, will maybe for a couple of different segments upgrade from a 240p video signal or whatever the fuck we send out to, like, you know, my camera can shoot in 4K, but we're not fucking broadcasting it or narrowcasting. What are we doing? Video casting in 4K?
Well, the problem with the higher resolution is honestly just the file sizes. Like,
no, I know. I've got a Mac Mini. I don't have any fucking storage.
I don't have the terabytes upon terabytes of storage space to like keep sending over like an 85 gig video to upload our ugly mugs onto the internet at any higher than 720p. How dare you?
Sex. Pure sex right here. Fucking Dolphin Lust and Cat Fancy, Kris.
Mugs. You have ugly coffee mugs.
That's right. How dare you?
Your face is beautiful.
The fucking Ember coffee mug. No, this is... that Ryan bought this for me. Our boss, my friend. I don't know if you're friends with him.
Well, thank you, Monster Society, for writing in, and thank you, Dan, for going over your stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about this week, so I'll get the. I've watched a few more episodes of Fallout, which continues to be great. I've played a little bit more of Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters, which, you know, I just love that game. I did play a little bit more Ball Pit. It continues to be fun. The interesting things that I did... I'm not going to go so far as to say good, but I watched the first half of Tron Ares.
Oh, okay.
I was at the gym, And my friend that I usually walk with wasn't able to come in that day, so I had like an hour on the treadmill to myself, and I was like, guess there's no time like the present. Here we go. Let's watch Tron Ares. It's it's not entertaining, which is, I guess,
that's not a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, it's extraordinarily predictable. There have been zero surprises thus far. Jared Leto is Jared Leto. It's vaguely connected to the previous Tron movies. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with Tron the character at all, which is fun, I guess. Like, why is this called Tron? Like, it takes place in the universe that Tron exists in or existed in.
Sure.
I'm just waiting for Jeff Bridges to show up and make things fun. Because so far there's been the soundtrack's great. There's been some interesting, amusing enough action set pieces, but it's pretty self-serious.
That's a shame.
I really liked Tron Legacy, right? The original Tron is a boring ass movie. I love it.
I love it too. It's not great.
It's a boring ass, it's not a great movie. It's just a really interesting and weird movie. And I think I really liked that about Tron Legacy, that it didn't really try to be like, it was more modern, and it was definitely more bombastic, using the modern visual effects and whatnot.
Yeah.
But as far as like being a weird, heady movie, it was still kind of that, There's just little up its own ass and in kind of a fun and interesting way. Like, it was an interesting, weird, flawed movie, and I really enjoyed it as a follow-up to Tron. This just seems like an action movie in the Tron universe. It deals with some interesting concepts, but not in the same, like, the end of Tron Legacy really set up. So inside the grid, the video game world, there were these ISO type characters. There were like these natural life forms that existed within the grid. That's what Flynn was so fascinated by. And by the end of it, Sam Flynn got one of them out into the real world. Now there is a digital creature living in the real world, and that's where that movie ends.
That's an interesting concept to then explore.
Right. And I'm not saying, I can't say for sure that this movie never touches on it, but they mentioned that Sam Flynn left being president of NCOM for personal reasons. And then some other people that were unrelated took over NCOM. And then Dillinger's grandkid, but not Cillian Murphy, is running. Can't remember, but Ares is basically the new master control program, except he has a degree of sentience. There's this whole thing where they're trying to bring the digital characters into the real world, just like you see in the trailer, but they can't last in the real world for more than 29 minutes. Without this equation. The good guy CEO of NCOM figured out the equation, and then the bad guy from Dillinger's thing wants to steal the equation, and they make all these Tron characters exist in the real world and wreak havoc and blah blah blah. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's fine, but it doesn't really seem to be like. It's not weird enough for me. I think that's really if I want to put my finger on it. Again, I'm only halfway through. I don't know what happens in the back half of the movie. I feel like I do, but I don't actually until I watch it, which I'll I'll do tomorrow when I wake up. But not what anyone wanted out of a Tron sequel. Like, this isn't just this movie didn't just tank because the Tron fandom isn't the Jared Leto fandom and doesn't want to see movies with Jared Leto in it. Like, that's not only why it failed. It's also just fine. And
which Tron needs to be a lot more than fine.
Yeah, or worse than fine. Like, just in either direction. Tron's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And that this movie isn't dripping with weird in the same way. Just, it's not the same. The other thing that I want to say is that I have put a bunch more time into Adventure of Samsara, and it's fucking great.
That's excellent.
It has really, really got its teeth into me. It is a weird game. It's a slow burn. I was interested in it from the get-go, but unsure about it from a gameplay perspective. But the weirdness of the world and just the overall vibe the game gave off was enough for me to stick with it. But now that I am fully in it and I have a sense of what I can do, I've gotten a bit more powerful, and I understand this is a game that really values patience. You don't move or attack with the speed of something like a Hollow Knight game or most Metroidvanias. The combat has to be very methodical or just skipped outright.
Sounds very similar to like Blasphemous. Blasphemous is very...
I haven't played that one yet.
I wouldn't even go so far as to say methodical, but very intentional.
Very deliberate. Yeah.
Deliberate,
this is a
intentional, deliberate, game, that sort of... Yeah.
You do have to be very deliberate with your movements in this game, because if you try to just attack and do combos, you're just going to get killed, because you can't really interrupt enemies' attack patterns, but they can absolutely interrupt yours. I fought a couple of bosses. I killed a dragon, which I didn't see, like the fire dragon that I ran into. It was amazing, but he killed me, and then he disappeared. Like, he just went somewhere else. But I ran into an ice dragon in this sewer area, and I was able to kill him with a lot of patience, just chipping away at him from a distance. I was eventually able to kill him. But that was really cool. It's interesting seeing how it sort of ties into the original Adventure. I think it's hinting that Adventure for 2600 is a parallel universe to the Adventure of Samsara world. It's all fascinating. I really can't recommend it enough. It's like I said, it is a slow burn. It starts. I don't think it starts off bad. But similar to, a lot of people have told us that Prince of Persia game, you've really got to stick with it for a little while and it'll eventually sink its teeth into you. That's how this game works. It is tragic that this launched alongside Silksong and got completely overshadowed, because this is a genuinely interesting game that's not quite like anything I've played before. And it's got a wonderful visual style that reminds me a lot of Flashback, where it's the animation is extremely stilted, but also detailed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You had my attention.
It's got quite I really, really like this game. I'm very, very enthralled with it. I'm so glad I'm playing it. I kind of... The VCS is having some problems with it, and I think it's a controller issue. Just every now and then I'll just be press left and nothing will happen, and then the game will just be and now you're moving left for a while until I remember all the buttons that you pressed, and then catch up again. It's crashed once or twice on me, which is unfortunate, but I think that's just the VCS, because the VCS is such a weird little system that doesn't quite work. It works well enough.
Doesn't quite do what it needs to do.
But when you're playing larger games like this, even something that's non-graphically intensive, it's got a wonderful art style, but I don't think it's a very intensive game.
Right.
But the VCS just seems to struggle to properly handle it. I do kind of wish I was playing it on Switch too, because I bet it runs better there. But either way, whatever system you can get it on, I can't recommend this one enough. If you're a fan of this kind of game, of Metroidvanias, and you don't mind something a bit different, it's not going to feel natural. It's just not. Your character movements are very strange. It's not silky smooth. But I think the vibe and the weird story and the cool visuals, this game has almost no music at all. And if you're going to do that, you've got to make sure that your sound design is really good, and this one's absolutely nails it. The sound design is so cool. All the sounds for the things you do in the game, like the footsteps, all sound great. All the regular Foley sounds very cool, but then all the sound it makes when you save, or the sound it makes that your weapons make, they're really, really interesting video gamey noises, and it's a fascinating little game. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's currently on sale on the PlayStation Store for $15. which is, according to GG.deals, is its historic low. Is $14.99. So I don't know. It's $20 on Switch, $20 on Xbox, currently $15 on Steam and PlayStation. If you're interested, I am definitely interested in it. That's still not cheap enough for me. Just because I've got so many other things to play. That, you know, it does sound really, really awesome though. I do want to check it out.
Yeah, I recommend it, but that's pretty much all I've got. That's all I've got this week.
Well, let's see, what did I do this week? So this week I finished, quote unquote, Ball Pit. I finally made it all the way down all of the different levels, and in order to get to the New Game Plus section of Ball Pit, you have to beat the final level with 8 different characters. So I did that. It's fucking awesome. I've unlocked a ton of new combinations and new balls and just different stuff. And the game just continues to be really just a fucking joy to play. It's super fun to jump into for, 15 minutes, half hour, whatever, do some of the village building maintenance kind of stuff has gotten somewhat more interesting now that I've kind of figured out how to do it a little bit better. I've set up, so as you go through the game, eventually you get to a point where you're unlocking blueprints for buildings that can be upgraded indefinitely, right? And they each raise a different stat point, right? So like you're buffing your health, or you're buffing your strength, or your endurance, whatever the case may be. And then you can set up different little like gold mines. And if you bounce different characters off of that, if it's a lot more complex than I originally thought it was. But it's a little bit easier to set up and accomplish the things that you want to accomplish than I thought it was, if that makes sense. It's somehow more complex yet easier all at the same time. But I am just beyond excited about the new content drop that will happen on January 26th. So we are recording here on the 23rd. The new content drop hits Monday. I don't know what time it hits Monday, but it is a free update. So for patrons, you guys will be listening to this episode and hopefully playing the Ball Pit DLC at the same time. It's fucking great. It's an awesome game. Really, really highly recommended for people that have listened to this show. You're like, would I like it? These guys seem to like it. We really like it. I think you should pick it up. I did also finish this week, just last night actually, Tiff and I finally finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And
yay!
Yeah, really, really liked it. So like, as we were talking about it, Tiff is kind of feeling like a 7.5 out of 10. That's kind of like where I'm sitting too, like if I had to give it a rating, which is a really solid, it's a very good game. It's just shy of being great. There's a couple of things that I think hold it back. The first person punching, I just didn't enjoy any time I had to do it. And there are a couple of sections in the game where you just have to fist fight somebody. And that is not what I'm here for. Like, I was not into the Indiana Jones thing for fist fighting. And I felt like, and tell me if this makes sense to you, Kris. You're a big Indiana Jones fan, right? We know
I am
this.
very much, yes.
Very much a big Indiana Jones fan. Can you imagine a world in where you want to watch the 18-hour to 20-hour version of Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark? Right? think about what that actually entails. Because that's what this game is. This game is an 18 to 20 hour Indiana Jones movie. And I feel like there were certain sections that sort of padded the game unnecessarily and didn't really add much to it, other than just being like, okay, fine. Like, there's one particular section where you're like traveling by boat, from section to section, and like, I don't want to give too much away because you are going to play it, and I do think you're going to enjoy it. But like,
travel by red line.
You do travel by red line a couple of times, which is great. But like when you're traveling by boat, you're traveling by boat, and like it takes even if it takes 30 seconds longer than it should, it takes 30 seconds longer than it should to get to it's like, okay, I don't want to be driving this boat any longer. I would like to just get to my destination so I can move on with the story. So there were just a couple of things like that where it was like, this is really good. It's so close to being great. I was never going to put it like up in that upper pantheon of like Uncharted and Tomb Raider because it is first person. And first person adventure games just don't jive with me to the same level that third person does. All of that being said, I really like the story. I thought it was really good. There's some really fun Indiana Jones things that happen. There's a skill that you can unlock, right? Called Lucky Hat. So if you're in the middle of a fight and you get shot or you get punched or whatever, and you get knocked down, and that's where you would lose a life, right? And you would have to start over from the last checkpoint. If you unlock the Lucky Hat skill, you can crawl to your hat and pick it up, and then you're treated to a little snarky cutscene of Indiana Jones putting his hat back on and giving like a shit-eating grin to the camera. And it was like, oh, that's just so Indiana Jones. Like, it just felt so fucking good. And some of the dialogue is so Indiana Jones, and it's so perfect. But like I said, I don't know that there's any Indiana Jones movie. As much as I love Last Crusade, I don't think I want to watch the 20-hour version of that movie. So yeah, that's where we are. Tiff kind of felt the same way. Like, she really, really liked it, but wasn't madly in love with it, if that makes sense.
I've never properly enjoyed an Indiana Jones game. I think the closest I ever came was The Fate of Atlantis, which unfortunately I didn't play very much of, because I didn't own it myself. That's the old LucasArts point and click one.
Yeah.
Like the old Atari one, I didn't care for. All right, that's not entirely true.
That's not fair.
I did have when we played that on Pain in the Assathon, I really did have a lot of fun playing that with Berg.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's
there's
not
that,
very good.
It was very ambitious, and I feel like if I was younger and discovering this like with pen and paper, I would have gotten more out of it. But like, the Super Nintendo one, like the Infernal Machine, like there's just never been an Indiana Jones game that's been like, yeah, this feels right. And that's an interesting notion of like spending that much time with a single Indiana Jones story. Would I like that? I am definitely going to play it. I'm excited to give it a try.
I'm really curious as to I'm really curious as to where you're going to land on it, because I don't think it's going to be your favorite game that you've ever played.
I don't think so either, because I'm also not a big first person guy outside of Metroid Prime.
It feels, I don't know. Tiff kept saying this too, and this is something we talk about sometimes, and there's some kind of there's like an undefinable quality to certain things, right? And certain games feel like Nintendo games, certain games feel like PlayStation games, and certain games feel like Xbox games. And I think this Indiana Jones game felt like an Xbox game. And I don't really even know how to put that into better words. that's not a bit like, and that's not a knock against it. I'm not saying that. But it feels like an Xbox game, for better or worse. Yeah, I'm really curious as to where you're going to end up on it. I wish there was more puzzling involved. I wish there was some more like clever puzzles to solve, because there are puzzles in the game, and even like playing with the puzzle difficulty ramped up, which is what we did, I still found them, because you can adjust the combat difficulty and the puzzle difficulty independently, which I thought was a really smart way to do that, right? Like, I want the story, but I want the challenging puzzle, which is what Tiff wants when she plays. Even that being said, like, I found the puzzles to be like really pretty straightforward. But then thinking about it, you're never really presented with Indiana Jones as like a great puzzle solver. Like, he's a good puzzle solver, but nothing like I don't know. Like, it's a very weird game. I'm very, very happy that I played it. I did very much enjoy it. It is absolutely, at least on the PlayStation 5, it's a fucking gorgeous game. There is one area in particular where you're trying to get to an underground temple through the water that is just fucking horrifying. That was just super cool. That I don't, there's so much of it that I don't want to spoil for you, because there was a lot of legitimately like really enjoyable moments. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. That's not bad for what that's worth. I think it was worth it. I don't know how soon we will pick up the DLC, because the DLC is another $20. If it was $10, like, okay. But another $20, I don't know when we'll get to that. But finished both of those games this week. We did play, I was talking to Mike a little bit, just like texting back and forth or whatever. And he was like, do you still play Pad? Because you haven't said anything about it in a while. And I do. I'm almost at 3,800 fucking consecutive days logged in to Pad. The current Digimon collab that is going on, I don't give a shit about Digimon. I was just way too old for it. But I've spent a lot of stones chasing the meta lead out of it, and just have not gotten it. And it's one of those things where not only do you need one, but you need two, and I just don't think I'm going to. But the game is still it's still something that I play every day. It still remains super fun. I mean, fucking 3,800 days into it. And then I'm still playing Snap. I have stopped really like chasing anything for Snap, of like chasing Infinite or chasing whatever. I'm just playing it to enjoy it. Like the current season, they're focusing on dragons. So like, I just got Fin Fang Foom as a card. Shu Lao was the season pass card that I got earlier this month. It's been fun. It hasn't been the draw that I've wanted it to be, but that kind of got replaced with Ball Pit anyway. Ball Pit has become more of the like daily grind kind of thing. So where we find ourselves now, Kris, is I don't know what the game is that we're going to play next, right? Because Tiff and I always have a game playing. So, like, I need to go back and I need to finish Death Stranding 2. I need to finish Ghost of Yotei. I need to start Metroid Prime 4. None of those are things that Tiff wants to be involved with. And it just kind of got me thinking, with the projected snowstorm that is coming to, again, take us out to dinner before it tries to have sex with our asses. What might we want, given the opportunity here in front of us of like snow days from work and all of those things, or like think about it from a snow day from school. What is like a snow day game that you would want to play? Because I'm thinking I might want to try and start Chrono Trigger with Tiff. I don't know if she's
There's
going to
never
go
a bad
for
time to start Chrono Trigger.
No, I
you
know
could
there's
try that
not.
There's that Prince of Persia game that everyone keeps telling us to play.
I did buy it. I bought it.
Me too. We both bought it. So
We did.
that seems like a decent time to give it a shot.
But that's not a game to play with Tiff. I'm really just trying to
it's not?
figure out the Prince of Persia. I don't think so. She doesn't like side-scrolling like Metroidvanias. Like, she's not interested in watching like Hollow Knight and Silksong and all that. Which is why it takes me so long.
It's more three-dimensional, and it's got a lot of like talky story elements to it. So I thought that one might be a little bit more interesting. Okay,
Maybe.
well, that said,
I'm really just trying to figure out whether or not I should be going tomorrow before the storm hits to pick up Clear Obscure Expedition 33 or not.
maybe.
And maybe I should. I don't know.
Maybe you could do. I had it and it just left. Should go back and replay Beyond Good and Evil.
I'm maybe. Is
Replay
there
the original
enough?
Beyond Good and Evil?
Is there enough in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond for somebody to like watch along? Do you think that would be enjoyable, or is that game really more of a single player? It's enjoyable partially because of the story, but because of being in the world and doing the things.
There are some really cool areas, some really cool looking set pieces. Karen didn't hate it when I played it, which is about as high praise as I could possibly give something. She's just not interested in watching games.
Right.
She didn't really seem to mind me playing Prime 4.
Yeah, because Tiff tapped out of Metroid Prime, the remake or remaster, whatever the fuck it was called. Yeah, she tapped out of that pretty quick.
Yeah, that's a much more insular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I don't know how much she'd get out of it. It's worth a shot. I don't know how much more she'd get out of it. It's not like it's got a really enthralling story or anything. It's just got a really cool looking world and some fun things to do in it.
Yeah. Because, like, I know she doesn't want to sit through Shinobi. She doesn't want to sit through the rest of Ninja Gaiden, like the rest of Shinobi. She doesn't want to watch me play The Messenger again. Like, and there are, I just have so much to play that fucking Star Wars Outlaws game. Like, that's what she wants to play next. And I'm kind of interested in. Maybe we'll fire that one up. We'll see. Because I picked that up for like $10-15, whatever it was. Because how bad could it be? Star Wars. Anyway, that's all I got. We watched Fallout.
I wish I was excited for that one. I really do, because apparently the Switch 2 port's one of those like kind of technical marvels.
Yeah.
Did you play through Final Fantasy VII Remake? Did you play through that?
Years ago, yeah. Most of it, but then what the fuck happened? I don't remember what took me out of that. I don't exactly remember. My memory's so fucking shit. Yeah, I don't remember why. I mean, I have it. I don't know. Maybe we'll start that over, or maybe we'll just end up watching TV. We're all caught up on Fallout. We finished Stranger Things, which was fucking awesome.
The new season of Shrinking came out. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.
The new season of Shorzy is out. That's I only have 2 episodes left of that. There's a lot of good TV right now.
What
and
the fuck
Stranger
did
Things.
I want to start? Yeah, Stranger Things was great. Those kids are really fucking old. It's really, I know that's not breaking new ground. They're really fucking old. Oh, fuck. What did we start? Oh, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Did you watch that?
No, we're just watching Fallout. So,
if Night of the Seven Kingdoms was not a Game of Thrones show, I don't know that I would watch past the first episode. Take that for what it's worth. I fucking love Game of Thrones. I love House of the Dragon.
I also loved Game of Thrones. I liked House of the Dragon.
This was, I thought,
there.
A CW show at best. Yeah, that's how I felt watching it. Like, it felt like CW Game of Thrones to me. Yeah.
Ooh, you know what might do it for you? Because you were just thinking Chrono Trigger. And we've both talked about wanting to try this. Hold on. What about... No, it was the third one. That's what you're supposed to play first. What about Dragon Quest III HD 2D? We've both talked about wanting to try a Dragon Quest game. These HD 2D ones are supposed to be... Yeah, it's turn-based. These HD 2D ones are supposed to be pretty solid. And you're supposed to start with 3 and then do 1 and 2. 3 is out. I'm sure it's available on your platform of choice. Might be a little spicy. Yeah. It's like $60 on Switch too. But if you were thinking of Chrono Trigger, not that I think this game is anywhere near as good as Chrono Trigger, but maybe now's the time to try a Dragon Quest game. Maybe. That's something.
I don't know. The new Cult of the Lamb DLC just came out. I might pick that up.
Sunday morning, there's going to be a new Super Mario Galaxy movie Nintendo Direct.
There is. For some reason. I saw that.
Sunday morning. Weird. How bizarre.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, I'm like scrolling through Nintendo's website right now because they tend to really put forward like big third-party type games lately.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, what kind of big games are here that might do the trick? I mean, fuck it, buy Hyrule Warriors.
Nope.
Tell me how it is.
Not even a little bit.
Buy that. You and Tiff could play some Dragon Drive. I'm sure that'd go great for you.
We could. That's the thing we could do. Could do a lot of things.
Here's one. Did you ever try MEO the Smiling Man?
Yeah, I hated that demo.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, hated that.
I don't know that I hated it, but it wasn't enough to really catch me. But I know that it's like... It seems like one of those things that if you had someone to play it with you to try to solve the mystery, you know what I mean? That could be fun. But
I mean, I've got off, so maybe we could play through that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll see. This is going to take a while, though. Yeah. So we should put a pin in this. And did we hit the half hour? I don't know. Your video went out on my screen again.
The ending is playing on Zelda 2 back there as we speak. So,
all right.
This episode was about the same length as a playthrough of Zelda 2.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
That could be worse. All right. Well, in that case, that's going to wrap up our episode. Where the hell did my script go? Jeez.
It's right over there.
Where'd you go? There it is. All right. Yeah, that's it. And that's our show. Join us next time for the return of the SAG Cartoon Express. We're going to be watching Super Mario World. Where's the episode? The actual episode. I think we're going to start. So we're going to start over again. We're going to. Everything goes back into the pile. So it's a fresh year of Cartoon Express. But because we didn't actually do last year's final Cartoon Express, were we gonna rank these things or something? I think we were.
I mean, because we had been ranking them as we were doing them, so
yeah,
it's pretty much already done.
Yeah. So we're just gonna start.
We'll talk about it during the week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll pretend like it had been the plan the whole time.
Exactly.
It'll be fine.
But we're gonna be doing episode 10, Super Mario World Rock TV. It looks terrible. I can't wait. I haven't seen this show in a long time. Yoshi's friggin' weird in this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for it. That's it. And with that, we're on most social media platforms. If you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. I thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That's it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.